everyone, and a very good day to you all. I hope all of you are fine. So, in our last lecture, we discussed the summary and the major characters of the novel Things Fall Apart. And today, we will discuss the major themes of the novel, including the struggle between change and tradition, masculinity, family and community, religion, and the effects of colonialism, as well as the literary devices Ashibe employs, such as foreshadowing, imagery, proverbs, irony, flashback, and personification, to convey the richness of Igbo culture and the impact of cultural disruption. Let's talk about the themes. The struggle between change and tradition. As a story about a culture on the verge of change, Things Fall Apart explores how the prospect and reality of change affect various characters, particularly in relation to personal status. Okonkwo resists the new political and religious orders because he perceives them as unmanly and fears losing his own sense of masculinity, which is tied to traditional social standards. Similarly, many of the clan's outcasts, long scorned under Igbo cultural values, embrace Christianity as it offers them a higher status and a sense of belonging. The villagers as a whole grapple with whether to resist or embrace change, balancing the excitement of new opportunities brought by the missionaries with the threat these changing spots pose to traditional skills in farming, building, and cooking. Ashibe emphasizes that these traditions are closely linked to language and storytelling, suggesting that the abandonment of the Igbo language in favor of English could result in the erosion of the community's cultural heritage. He mourned for the clan, which he saw breaking up and falling apart, and he mourned for the warlike men of Umofia, who had so unaccountably become soft like women. The second theme is varying interpretations of masculinity. Okonkwo's relationship with his late father profoundly shapes his violent and ambitious demeanor as he strives to rise above his father's legacy of spendthrift and indolent behavior, which he associates with his weakness and effeminacy. In the clan's language, a man who has not earned a prestigious title is called Egbala, a word that also means woman, highlighting Okonkwo's fear of appearing weak. However, his understanding of masculinity diverges from the clan's equating manliness with aggression and anger, which leads him to frequently beat his wives and act rashly. Unlike Obrika, who contemplates his actions and refuses to participate in Ikmefina's death, Okonkwo violently stabs his surrogate son to avoid seeming as weak. His 7-year exile reinforces his belief that men are inherently stronger than women, as he resents the more peaceful and negotiation-oriented ways of his maternal kinsmen, faulting them for what he perceives as pacifism. Even his uncle Yushando, embodying diplomacy over aggression, represents to Okonkwo as a mode of behavior that he considers effeminate, underscoring his rigid adherence to a narrowly defined, violent version of masculinity. The next is language as a sign of cultural difference. Language is an important theme in Things Fall Apart on several levels. In demonstrating the imaginative, often formal language of the Igbo, Ashibe emphasizes that Africa is not the silent or incomprehensible continent that books such as Hark of Darkness made it out to be. Rather, by peppering the novel with Igbo words, Ashibe shows that the Igbo language is too complex for the direct translation into English. Similarly, Igbo culture cannot be understood within the framework of European colonialist values. Ashibe also points out that Africa has many different languages. The villagers of Umofia, for example, make fun of Mr. Brown's translator because his language is slightly different from their own. On a microscopic level, it is extremely significant that Ashibe chose to write the novel Things Fall Apart in English. He clearly intended it to be read by the West at least as much, if not more, than by his fellow Natarians. His goal was to critique and amend the portrait of Africa that was painted by so many writers of the colonial period. Doing so required the use of English, the language of those colonial writers, though his inclusion of proverbs, folk tales, and songs translated from the Igbo language Eshibe managed to capture and convey the rhythms, structures, cadences, and beauty of the Igbo language. Next theme is the importance of family and community. Another major theme in the novel is the importance of family and community in Igbo culture. Ashibe portrays the Igbo society as a close-knit community where family ties are strong and everyone has a role to play in maintaining social order. This is shown through the emphasis placed on kinship ties and the roles of elders in decision-making processes. For example, when Okonkwo accidentally kills a clan man, he is exiled for 7 years as punishment. During this time, he returns to his mother's village and is welcomed by his maternal uncle, who helps him rebuild his life. During his absence, his family and community suffer, and he realizes that he has been too focused on his own ambitions and has neglected responsibilities to his family and community. It's true that a child belongs to his father, but when a father beats his child, it seeks sympathy in its mother's heart. The role of religion is the next important theme. Religion is an important theme and Things Fall Apart as the novel explores the role of religion in Igbo culture. The Igbo people have their own religious beliefs and practices, which include the worship of ancestral spirits, gods, and divination. These beliefs are integral to their culture and worldview, and they shape their understanding of the world around them. For example, when Azidu, the oldest man in the village, dies, the Igbo people perform a traditional funeral ceremony to honor his spirit and ensure that he has a peaceful transition to the afterlife. This shows how important ancestral spirits are to the Igbo people and how they believe in the continuity of life beyond death. A man's life from birth to death was a series of transition rites which brought him nearer and nearer to his ancestors. This is the line from the text. Next theme is effect of colonialism. The novel depicts the impact of colonialism on traditional societies, including the loss of cultural identity and the disruption of social and economic systems. The arrival of white colonizers brings about significant changes in the Igbo way of life, as their customs and beliefs are replaced by Western values and practices. For example, the introduction of a cash-based economy leads to the decline of traditional bartering systems, and the imposition of Western education leads to a loss of knowledge about Igbo history and culture. Additionally, the white colonizers use violence and force to impose their will on the Igbo people, leading to the conflict and destruction. The white man is very clever. He came quietly and peaceably with his religion. We were amused at his foolishness and allowed him to stay. Now he has won our brothers and a clan can no longer act like one. After the theme, now let's move to the literary devices in Things Fall Apart. Number 1 is symbolism. Achebe often uses objects and events to convey broader themes. For example, the arrival of locusts signals impending disruption and change in the Igbo society, hinting at the arrival of the colonial forces and the transformation of traditional life. The locusts came and they settled on the roofs, on the trees, and they covered the ground. Next is irony. The tragic trajectory of Okonkwo's life is understood by irony. Despite striving to be strong and avoid his father's perceived weakness, his rigid adherence to traditional notions of masculinity ultimately leads to his personal and social downfall. He mourned for the clan, which he saw breaking up and falling apart. Next is foreshadowing. Achebe frequently hints at future events to build tension and underscore inevitability. Ikmefina's presence in Okonkwo's household, for instance, foreshadows the tragic consequences of Okonkwo's actions later. Similarly, early references to the white men hint at the cultural upheaval they bring. Okonkwo had clearly not wanted the boy to live with him. He had thought of killing him. He was afraid of being weak. Next is imagery. Achebe's descriptions create vivid sensory experiences that immerse the readers in Igbo life. The recurring depiction of drums, for instance, evokes a sense of continuity, ritual, and ancestral presence, highlighting the cultural richness and stability of the community. The drums were still beating, persistent and unchanging. Their sound was no longer a mere sound, it was a message from the ancestors. Proverbs is one of the literary device. Through the use of the proverbs, Eshibe reflects the moral and ethical fabric of Igbo society. The frequent deployment of these sayings demonstrate how wisdom is embedded in daily language and guides the human behavior. Proverbs are the palm oil which words are eaten. Next is flashback. Okonkwo's reflection on his father revealed motivations for his fear of weakness and his obsession with masculinity. These glimpses into the past provide insight into character, behavior, and societal pressures. He had a slight stammer, and whenever he was angry, he could not get his words out quick enough. He would use his fists. Next is personification. Nature is often depicted as having agency, reflecting mood or thematic concerns. By attributing human qualities to natural elements, Eshibe emphasizes the connection between humans, environment, and fate. The wind blew over the earth and carried the smell of rain, as if it had a mind of its own. So, in our today's lecture, we discussed the major themes of novel Things Fall Apart and the literary devices employed by Eshibe in the novel. That is all for today. I will see you all in the next lecture. Thank you so much.